Hello again. Nice to see you. We've been reading from Close to Where the Heart Gives Out, my paperback version of the story of our time in Edie. One of the really interesting parts of living in Edie was the way that you got roped in, that you couldn't escape doing things for the community. And the best at doing this was Jenny. Jenny was the presbytery elder amongst many other things on the island, and she roped me into actually taking church services. So come Christmas time, I wondered if we might have a Christmas Eve service, and I went to see Jenny. As Christmas approaches once more, I popped in to see Jenny and discuss church services. Returning from making the obligatory cup of tea, she arranges herself on the two-seater settee, carefully plumping 2 brocade cushions. The reason for my visit is to ask if we could have a watch night service this Christmas Eve. With Jenny's approval, I've managed to sort out the preaching properly now, and I have a free hand. She's in favour of the service and even offered to organise hot mince pies and tea afterwards. I wasn't sure how this was possible in a building with only gas lighting and no running water. It was then that Arcadian twinkle came into Jenny's eyes, and you could see her think, "Boy, you just don't know anything, do you?" "Ah, well," she says, "we'll wait and see what can be done." I was about to ask more questions, but we noticed the steamer coming down the sound again, so it was time to go to the pier. And we're ready to start the service on Christmas Eve. Jenny says we're ready to start, but I'm extremely worried now. As I turn and look forwards to the front of the church, I can see Tommy's head at the old pedal organ, and there's definitely a column of smoke rising beside him. As I rush forward, everything becomes clear. I understand the twinkle in Jenny's eye when I asked her about tea and mince pies. Alongside Tommy, the glossy grey-painted paraffin heater, carefully placed to ensure he doesn't freeze, is also warming a large steel kettle. Streams of warm steam flow from its spout and drift up into the gaslight. After the service finishes, a triumphant Jenny with ladies from the guild serve hot drinks from the steaming kettles and warm homemade mince pies from trays wrapped in tinfoil. All have been kept hot on strategically placed paraffin stoves, and there's enough for all 50 folk who have come to the service. The church is filled with the chatter of voices as folks munch their way through the festive food, then say Merry Christmas, before heading back to peat fires and Christmas trees. Another thread of island history is woven into place. And we got the impression that that service was indeed special for folks who hadn't had the opportunity to do that for several years, because the minister stayed on Stronsay, the neighbouring island, and there was no way he would sail across, or she would sail across, in a winter's evening. But Jenny ruled, Jenny managed, and what Jenny said went. Thank you again for listening, and I hope you look forward to reading the book if you get the chance. Take care.